Hello everyone, my name is Kieseritzky and today I want to show you one of the most famous game in chess and one of the most exciting game in chess. This is the game between Adolf Andersen and Lionel Kieseritzky. And if we go to Wikipedia, we can see article about this game, we can see pictures, of course we can see some more information. But of course I want to show you this game, and I want to show you some more variations, and of course I want to show you great checkmate by white. So let's go to this game, to the Immortal game. So e4, e5, and the next one is f4. Of course f4, this is the King's Gambit, and King's Gambit is the very risky opening, but of course this opening is one of the most popular opening in 19th century. So black takes this pawn, the next one is bishop to c4, alternative for white is knight to f3, but bishop c4, of course the strong move for white. So white developed his piece. The next one is queen to h4, and the point is that now white must go his king to f1, but also I want to tell you that queen to h4 is very weak piece, because the next one is knight to f3, next move for white, and of course this queen must go back. So b5 played Kieseritzky. b5 is not mistake, but b5 is not a powerful move also on this position. I think that black must play d6, so maybe knight to c6, knight to f6, but b5 is not mistake, and the point is that after bishop to b5 we can see that this bishop also goes from this powerful diagonal. So the next one is knight to f6, knight to f3, so attacking the queen. Queen must go back to h6, next one is d3, and knight to h5, and knight to h5 we straight into knight to g3 at some variations. The next one is knight to h4 for white, but this is the mistake. Strongest move is the rook to g1, but I don't want to show you these variations, because this is not so important for us. So let's go back, knight to h4, queen to g5. Also we can see that this game has some more mistakes for white and for black, but of course this is not so important, because at the end of this game we can see a brilliant combination. So let's go to the end and let's go to this beautiful tactics. So knight goes to f5. Now black cannot take this bishop, and of course cannot this knight, because it is protected by pawn on e4. So pawn to e4. So c6, g4. This is also a mistake by white, but of course this is not blunder. Knight goes back to f6, rook to g1, and the next one is pawn c to b5. So black captures the bishop on b5. But of course this is not so easy for black to continue the piece coordination, because white played h4, and after queen to g6, white also attacked the queen with h5. So queen must go to g5. This is the one safe move for black queen. Also white queen goes to f3 and knight to g8, because the threat is bishop to f4 and black queen is trapped. So if we goes back, so bishop f4 and black queen cannot goes to any safest position. So knight goes to g8. Of course, black then after bishop to f4 goes to f6 by the queen. The next one, knight to c3. So white continued their development, and bishop c5. Bishop c5, this is the blunder, but of course this is very logical move for black, because black wants to develop other pieces, not only queen, but also bishops, knights, and of course maybe castle king sides, or maybe castle queen sides, because this queen is very weak at the center on the board. And knight to g5. Knight to g5 is not the strongest move, but of course this is a very interesting move. So let's go to this move and to this game. So queen to b2, queen takes the pawn, and of course queen attacking the rook, and of course one of the most easiest way for white to protect the rook. This is rook to e1, and we can see that white has very strong attack for black king, and I think that this position is very risky for black, and of course white can checkmate blacks in some moves. But we can see on this position that white goes bishop to d6. Bishop to d6, this is also a blunder, but of course this is very interesting move, and let me show you what is the next. So the next one is bishop to g1, but strongest move is queen to a1, so take this rook with a check, and after king to e2, and then bishop goes to g1 with capturing another rook. But of course this is not so easy to black to protect his king, and after e5 black must goes bishop to h6, and then after knight to c7, king to g8, and knight takes to h6. We can see that evaluation is about +2 by computer, by Stockfish, but of course this is a very strange position, very risky position, and very uncommon position, and also like for black and for white too. But let's go to the main moves to this game. So in this game black cannot capture the rook on a1, and black captured the rook on g1 with his bishops. And the next one is e5. Also in this position rook to e1 is the strongest move, but e5 is very interesting move. Next one is queen to a1 with check, and king to e2. And in this position, as I said earlier, black must goes his bishop to h6, knight to c7, and so on. The next one is knight takes to h6, but black played knight to h6, not bishop but knight. And the next one is beautiful tactics by Adolf Andersen. So he played knight to g7 with the check, so black must played king to d8, and the next one queen sacrifice, queen to f6, so of course black must take this queen, And the next one is bishop to e7, and this is checkmate by only minor pieces, by 2 knights, and of course bishop is also maybe pawn and kings, but of course the main thing that it is only minor pieces on the board for white. So very interesting game, very risky game by white, and of course white sacrifices many pieces with queens, with 2 rooks, with bishop on b5 in the opening. But we can see that this game is also very pretty and very uncommon, true, very brilliant game, and of course Immortal game. This is very known game in chess history. So I hope that you enjoy this game, and also I plan to show you some more interesting games which can play, which was played earlier. So goodbye, and see you next time.